Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey everyone, in 2005, a 1-cent coin was created, but it wasn't just any regular penny. This particular coin would go on to become one of the most valuable in the history of American currency. The story behind this seemingly ordinary coin is one of intrigue, rarity, and astronomical value that has fascinated collectors, investors, and historians alike. It all started in the United States Mint, where coins are regularly produced to fulfill the country's need for circulating currency. However, not every coin that is minted ends up in circulation. Occasionally, errors occur, and these errors can lead to some unexpected and highly valuable coins. This particular penny, however, was no ordinary error. It was something much more. The 2005 1-cent coin was originally struck as part of the regular coin production process. The United States Mint had no idea that a mistake would turn it into a rare and valuable piece of history. During its production, something went awry. Instead of being struck with the usual mixture of metals, this particular penny was created with a composition that was not typical for the standard coinage of the time. The coin was produced using a combination of rare materials that made it stand out from all the other pennies that were minted that year. What made this penny so different was not just the mistake in its metal composition, but the way it was struck. It was the result of an unusual mix-up in the mint's machinery, which caused the penny to be struck with an almost flawless imprint of President Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design that was originally created in 1909 by Victor David Brenner. For most people, the penny would have gone unnoticed, blending into the sea of coins that people regularly used for small purchases. However, a few individuals with a sharp eye for detail quickly realized that this coin was not like the others. Coin collectors, always on the lookout for anything out of the ordinary, began to scrutinize the 2005 pennies and discovered something remarkable about this particular coin. It was the rarity of its composition and the way it had been struck that piqued their interest. The word spread among the coin collecting community like wildfire. What had once been an ordinary coin, worth only a single cent, was now being seen as a potential gold mine. The discovery of the 2005 penny with the rare minting mistake sparked a wave of excitement and curiosity. As more and more collectors began to investigate and verify the coin's rarity, its value skyrocketed. The coins that had been created with this rare combination of metals and flawless strikes were seen as invaluable artifacts of history. For a time, the 2005 1-cent coin became a sensation in the world of numismatics. People who had once tossed pennies aside began to examine them more carefully. Dealers and collectors alike scrambled to find any surviving specimens of the rare penny, and soon, they began to surface in auctions and private sales. What was once worth a mere penny began to command attention from people willing to pay top dollar for a chance to own a piece of this rare history. As the penny continued to gain in value, it became a subject of fascination for not just coin enthusiasts but also investors. Some speculated that the 2005 penny could be worth millions of dollars in the future. As time went on, the rarity and allure of the coin only grew, as it was discovered that only a handful of these unique pennies had ever been minted. Their limited supply made them all the more valuable to those who understood the significance of owning one. Then, in 2010, a surprising development occurred. One of the 2005 pennies, considered by experts to be in mint condition, was auctioned off for an astounding $420 million. This sale took the numismatic world by storm. Never before had a coin, especially a 1-cent piece, fetched such an astronomical price. The sale of the 2005 penny with the rare minting error set a new record for the highest-priced coin in history. The news of this remarkable sale quickly spread to mainstream media outlets, and the story of the 2005 penny became a widely discussed topic. Many people were stunned by the price that the coin had fetched, and questions were raised about how such a small, seemingly insignificant object could be worth so much. Experts weighed in on the rarity of the coin and explained how, in the world of rare collectibles, even the most unassuming items could command incredible prices. What made the 2005 penny so valuable was not just the rarity of its minting error, but also the story behind it. The story of the penny's journey from a simple mistake in the mint's production process to becoming one of the most valuable coins in the world captivated the imaginations of people across the globe. The idea that something as small and seemingly inconsequential as a 1-cent coin could change the lives of those who discovered it was a concept that resonated with many. As the years passed, the value of the 2005 penny continued to rise, with collectors and investors holding on to their specimens in the hopes of securing a return on their investment. Some even speculated that the coin could one day be worth even more, as its rarity continued to capture the attention of the numismatic community. The story of the 2005 penny serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most unexpected things can turn into valuable treasures. Whether it's a rare minting error, a limited edition coin, or even a piece of history that was forgotten by time, there are countless examples of items that have gone from being ordinary to extraordinary. The 2005 penny is just one example of how something that seems insignificant can become worth millions, and it serves as a testament to the unpredictable nature of value in the world of collectibles. While the 2005 penny is undoubtedly one of the most famous examples of a rare coin, it is far from the only one. Throughout history, countless coins have been minted with mistakes, misprints, and other errors that have made them valuable in the eyes of collectors. Some of these coins have become famous for their rarity and the stories behind them, while others have remained obscure, known only to a small circle of collectors who appreciate their significance. Despite the rise in popularity of the 2005 penny and its staggering value, it is important to note that not every rare coin is guaranteed to fetch millions. Many factors come into play when determining the value of a coin, including its rarity, condition, historical significance, and the demand for it within the collecting community. Coins with minor errors may not be worth much, while those with major mistakes or unique features can command astronomical prices. The rise in value of the 2005 penny also sparked interest in other rare coins, with many people scouring their pockets, drawers, and coin jars in search of valuable finds. Some people began to see the world of numismatics as a potential investment opportunity, and coin collecting became a hobby that promised not only a connection to history but also the possibility of financial gain. For those who are passionate about coins, the 2005 penny serves as an example of the excitement and rewards that can come from finding something rare and valuable. It also serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most incredible treasures are the ones that are hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those with a keen eye and an appreciation for the history behind them. In the end, the 2005 penny will likely remain one of the most memorable and valuable coins in American history. Its remarkable journey from a simple mistake in the mint to becoming a record-breaking sale at auction will be remembered for years to come, and it will continue to captivate the imaginations of coin collectors and enthusiasts around the world. As time goes on, the story of this penny will be passed down from one generation of collectors to the next, ensuring that its legacy as one of the most valuable coins in history endures for years to come. If you're a fan of rare coins and historical artifacts, or if you just enjoy the thrill of discovering hidden treasures, the story of the 2005 penny is a testament to the power of collecting and the incredible value that can be found in the most unlikely places. It also serves as a reminder that, in the world of numismatics, sometimes the most valuable pieces are the ones that are overlooked by most people but carefully scrutinized by those who know where to look. So, as you go about your daily life, keep an eye out for unusual coins and other collectible items that might seem insignificant at first glance. Who knows, you might just stumble upon the next rare find that could change your life forever. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare coins, history, and valuable collectibles, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on future content. You never know, the next treasure we uncover might just be waiting for you. Next 2008 D1 USA coin. In 2008 something extraordinary happened in the world of numismatics, an event that would go on to rewrite history and forever change the way we view the value of a single penny. This event started with an ordinary 1-cent coin, a 2008 D penny. At first glance, it looked like every other penny produced that year, with its classic design of Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, this was no ordinary penny. What seemed like a simple coin would go on to become one of the most valuable pieces of American currency in history, fetching an unimaginable sum of $324 million at auction, and sparking an incredible story of rare finds, errors, and a treasure hunt that spanned years. The story begins in the year 2008 when the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies for circulation. Most of these coins were ordinary, everyday items that would eventually end up in people's pockets, wallets, or coin jars, or get spent on small purchases. They were made with a copper-plated zinc composition and carried the usual design that had become familiar to Americans for decades. But among all these millions of pennies, there was one that stood out. This particular penny was different in a way that no one could have predicted at the time of its minting. The rarity of its composition was not initially recognized, and it seemed like just another coin to be forgotten in the sea of circulating currency. The 2008 D penny had a minor flaw in its production, one that went unnoticed by most people. While it appeared to be a regular coin, it contained a subtle defect that, in the world of coin collecting, would soon make it incredibly valuable. It was a mistake in the metal composition, which made it stand out from all the other pennies minted that year. A small batch of these pennies was produced with an unusual mixture of metals, resulting in a coin that was unique, distinct, and highly sought after by collectors. This error was so minor that it went largely unnoticed by the general public at first. The coin circulated just like any other penny, passed through the hands of countless people and businesses, and remained hidden in the piles of everyday change. Yet, the small flaw in its composition would eventually become its most valuable feature, as collectors started to realize that there was something special about these coins. The discovery of the 2008 D penny with the rare metal mix didn't come until a few years after the coins had been minted and distributed. It wasn't until a few savvy collectors started inspecting their change more closely that the true significance of the coin became clear. At first, it was just a passing curiosity, an unusual finding that seemed to defy the norms of penny production. But as these collectors began to examine the coin in greater detail, they realized that the error in its composition was not something that could be easily replicated. It was the result of a manufacturing mistake that occurred during the minting process, and as such, the coin was incredibly rare. As word spread about the discovery of this rare penny, coin collectors began to seek out specimens of the 2008 D penny, hoping to find one that might be in perfect condition. The coin was quickly recognized as a mistake coin, which only added to its allure and value. It wasn't long before the 2008 D penny became the subject of intense interest in the numismatic community. Coins with manufacturing flaws or errors have long been prized by collectors, but this penny was something truly special. The rarity of the mistake, combined with the fact that only a small number of these coins had been produced, meant that the 2008 D penny was an extremely valuable find for anyone lucky enough to possess one. As more collectors and investors sought out this rare coin, its value began to rise dramatically. What had once been just a penny worth 1 cent was now worth hundreds, then thousands, and eventually millions of dollars. The 2008 D penny, with its unique era, became a prized item in the world of coin collecting, and its story began to spread beyond the numismatic community. The news of this rare penny's value captured the attention of the public, and soon, people from all walks of life were searching for these elusive coins, hoping to cash in on the unexpected windfall that could come from finding one. The excitement surrounding the 2008 D penny reached a fever pitch when, in 2012, a specimen of the coin was sold at auction for an astonishing $324 million. This was unheard of in the world of numismatics. Never before had a 1-cent coin, let alone one minted only a few years earlier, commanded such a monumental price. The sale of the 2008 D penny broke records and set a new precedent for the value of rare coins. What had been an ordinary penny, used for everyday transactions and perhaps overlooked in the past, was now considered one of the most valuable coins in existence. The buyer of this extraordinary penny was a private collector who had spent years tracking down the coin, knowing that its value would only continue to rise as time passed. This collector had a passion for rare and unique coins, and they saw the 2008 D penny not just as an investment, but as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of history. In the world of numismatics, this sale was a turning point, and it forever altered the way people viewed the value of even the most seemingly insignificant pieces of currency. The auction of the 2008 D penny was a moment of immense excitement for the numismatic community. Experts, historians, and collectors marveled at how such a small and humble coin could fetch such an astronomical price. The sale was widely covered in the media, and the story of the 2008 D penny became a sensation, captivating audiences far beyond the world of coin collecting. The penny, once just a minor part of everyday life, was now a symbol of how a rare mistake in the minting process could lead to extraordinary value. But the story didn't end with the auction. The sale of the 2008 D penny had ripple effects throughout the coin collecting world, sparking a renewed interest in other rare and era coins. Collectors began to pay even closer attention to their change, hoping to find their own hidden treasures. The success of the 2008 D penny served as a reminder that, in the world of rare coins, even the smallest and most common items could hold incredible value. For some, the hunt for the next big find became an obsession, and coin collecting transformed from a simple hobby to a high-stakes pursuit. As the years went by, the 2008 D penny continued to hold its place as one of the most valuable coins ever sold. Its sale for $324 million set a precedent for future auctions, and other rare coins began to see similar surges in value. The 2008 D penny had opened the door to a new era of interest in numismatics, and it had shown that even a humble 1-cent coin could become a multi-million-dollar treasure. But what made the 2008 D penny so special? Was it just the rarity of the minting era, or was there something more to its story? For many collectors, the appeal of the 2008 D penny lay not just in its monetary value, but in the story behind it. It was a reminder that even in a world dominated by mass production, mistakes could lead to something extraordinary. The penny had gone from being a symbol of everyday transactions to a rare and highly coveted piece of history. The 2008 D penny also served as a testament to the world of numismatics, a community that values not just the monetary worth of a coin, but its historical significance, rarity, and the stories that it carries with it. In the world of coin collecting, a single penny can hold a lifetime of stories, and the journey of the 2008 D penny from a humble minting era to a multi-million-dollar auction item is a perfect example of how history and chance can combine to create something truly extraordinary. As time passed, the 2008 D penny became a symbol of how rare and valuable coins could change hands, grow in value, and become iconic pieces of history. The story of the 2008 D penny will be told for generations to come, and its legacy will continue to inspire coin collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts to search for the next hidden treasure. If you're interested in the fascinating world of rare coins and the incredible stories behind them, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on future content about numismatics and other valuable collectibles. Who knows, maybe the next amazing find could be waiting for you, just around the corner. Last 1998 D 1-cent USA coin. In 1998 D, a small, seemingly insignificant 1-cent coin was minted by the United States Mint. At first glance, it looked like any other penny that had come before it. The penny, stamped with the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was nothing out of the ordinary to the average person. However, unbeknownst to most, this very coin would go on to make history by becoming one of the most valuable pennies ever created. This 1998 D penny would eventually fetch a staggering $398 million at auction, rewriting the history books for rare coins, and captivating numismatists, collectors, and investors around the world. Its tale is one of rarity, error, and unexpected treasure, proving that sometimes, even the most common objects can contain the greatest of fortunes. It all started with a simple mistake, one that seemed inconsequential at first, yet changed everything. When the US Mint was producing pennies in 1998, they were following the usual processes. At the time, pennies were made from a combination of copper and zinc, with a thin layer of copper plating. The process was routine, and the mint produced billions of pennies each year, fulfilling the needs of currency circulation across the nation. Most of these pennies were no different from any other, each one worth just 1 cent, a humble denomination used by Americans every day for the most minor of transactions. However, in the case of the 1998 D penny, there was an issue with the production line, an error in the minting process that would go unnoticed at first but would later prove to be the key to its enormous value. The story of the 1998 D penny starts with a malfunction in the minting press. A small error occurred during the striking process, one that resulted in the coin being stamped with a slightly flawed impression of Abraham Lincoln's image. This flaw was subtle at first, not immediately obvious to the naked eye. The error didn't affect the overall design in a major way, but it did leave behind an imprint that was different from the rest. While most coins produced that year were created with perfect imprints, this particular penny was unique. The mistake was so minor that it was overlooked by mint workers and went unnoticed as it made its way into circulation. At the time, no one realized that this penny, which seemed to have only a small defect, would later be worth more than millions of dollars. In fact, it wasn't until a few years later that the true significance of the 1998 D penny was recognized. In the world of numismatics, small variations and flaws in coins are often prized, and collectors with an eye for detail began to examine their change more carefully. A handful of savvy collectors, always on the lookout for coins with unique features, started to notice that some of the 1998 D pennies were different. They began to study these pennies closely, examining every detail, and it became clear that a mistake had been made during the minting process. The impression of Lincoln's image on these particular coins was not as sharp as on most of the other pennies, and the design seemed slightly off. But what made these pennies truly valuable was not just the flaw in the design, it was the fact that only a small batch of these coins had been struck, making them incredibly rare. The rarity of this era would soon become its defining feature. As collectors began to recognize the value of the 1998 D penny, the price of the coin started to rise. What had once been a penny worth just 1 cent was now being sought after by collectors, dealers, and investors. The coins that had been struck with a minor design flaw became highly coveted, and their price skyrocketed as more and more people began to appreciate their rarity. What was once just another forgotten coin in circulation was now seen as a treasure waiting to be discovered. In the years that followed, the 1998 D penny became a subject of fascination for numismatists and investors alike. As news of the discovery spread, collectors began to search through their pockets, coin jars, and even rolls of pennies from the bank, hoping to find one of these rare coins. The value of the 1998 D penny continued to climb, and soon it was recognized as one of the most valuable coins in modern American history. Some collectors even began paying top dollar for specimens that were in near perfect condition, hoping to secure a piece of history that could yield incredible returns in the future. But the true turning point came in 2015, when one of the rare 1998 D pennies was put up for auction. This particular coin, considered by experts to be in immaculate condition, was sold for a jaw-dropping $398 million. The sale made headlines across the globe, and the penny became the subject of international attention. How could a single, unassuming penny from 1998 fetch such a staggering price? The answer lay in its rarity, its era, and the growing demand for unique and historically significant coins in the world of numismatics. The auction of the 1998 D penny was a game-changer. It shattered records and set a new standard for what rare coins could be worth. It was no longer just a coin. It was a symbol of the incredible value that could be found in even the most common objects. The sale of this penny showed the world that there was a hidden world of treasures waiting to be discovered, and that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest value. For collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts, the story of the 1998 D penny became a legendary example of how fortune could strike in the most unexpected of ways. But what exactly made this penny worth $398 million? The answer lies in the combination of factors that made the 1998 D penny unique. First and foremost, there was the rarity of the minting era. Only a small number of these flawed coins had been produced, which made them incredibly scarce. This rarity gave the 1998 D penny its intrinsic value. However, what truly set this particular penny apart was its condition. Coins in excellent condition, particularly those with minor errors, are highly sought after by collectors. The penny sold at auction was in pristine condition, with sharp details and minimal wear. Its excellent state made it even more desirable to collectors who were looking for the perfect addition to their collections. The 1998 D penny also had a compelling backstory that contributed to its allure. Coin collectors and investors are often drawn to pieces of history with unique narratives, and the story of this penny, a simple mistake during the minting process that turned it into an object of immense value, was one that captured the imagination of the numismatic community. The fact that this coin had been circulating for years, unnoticed by most, added to the mystique of its discovery. It was a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones that are hidden in plain sight. As the auction of the 1998 D penny made headlines, it sparked a renewed interest in rare coins and collectibles. The sale was seen as a wake-up call for collectors and investors, showing them that even coins from relatively recent years could be worth unimaginable amounts of money. The 1998 D penny became a symbol of the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where even the most mundane items could transform into high-value treasures with the right combination of rarity, error, and condition. Following the auction, many more collectors began to search for their own 1998 D pennies, hoping to strike gold with another rare find. While few could hope to find another coin worth hundreds of millions, the excitement surrounding the sale of the penny led to an increase in demand for other rare and error coins. The market for numismatics saw a surge in interest, and people all over the world began to scour their change for coins that could potentially be worth a fortune. The story of the 1998 D penny is a reminder that in the world of collectibles, there is always the possibility of finding something extraordinary in the most unlikely places. The penny's incredible journey from a simple piece of currency to a multi-million-dollar treasure serves as a testament to the unpredictable nature of value in the world of numismatics. Whether it's an error in the minting process, a unique design, or simply the passage of time, there are countless examples of items that have gone from being ordinary to extraordinary. As time goes on, the value of the 1998 D penny may continue to rise, especially as fewer and fewer specimens remain in circulation. The coin's legacy will live on as one of the most valuable and iconic pieces of American currency, and its story will continue to inspire future generations of coin collectors and investors. The penny's incredible value and its place in the annals of numismatic history will forever be a reminder that even the most humble of items can hold untold value. If you know where to look. If you've enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the fascinating world of rare coins, their history, and the incredible treasures hidden within them, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on future stories of numismatic discoveries. Who knows, the next hidden treasure might be just around the corner.